Combat sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kicking. You already know it's your host Bando. What did I'm coming through with today? So obviously we know Alex Pereira lost his light heavyweight championship this past weekend, but a lot of people want to know what's next for Alex. What's the next move? What should he do? What should people want to see? What is the UFC gonna book for him? And I got my answer for that. Besides that, also saw a couple fight rumors that I really want to know if they're true. I guess we'll find out soon, but I want to talk about those two. So let's get right into it. Let's go. Alex Pereira has obviously been on a tear since he came into the UFC, with one loss by getting finished by Izzy, and then one loss by decision against Magomed Ankalaev. The man has been one of the fastest rising, most enjoyable fighters to watch. And there's no argument, in my opinion, for somebody to say that he does not deserve a rematch. That man deserves a rematch automatically, and there's no argument. Nobody's really arguing it at all. They're even talking about it. Magomed Ankalaev's already ready to sign on the dotted line if that's the case, But they could run that back quick. But it should happen. It should happen. As simple as that, it should happen. There should be no other fight. You have Jan Blachowicz going up against Carlos Ulberg. Obviously, the winner of that is going to move up. You want to talk about the winner of that probably fighting Yuri Petraska, unless you make them number one contender right off of that fight. But you also got to see what other things are going to happen in the division. The division can get shaken up so quickly because it's kind of a stale division, right? You got Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill going up against each other. If Khalil Roundtree goes in there and gets like a quick finish, you never know. He might be rising up quick again and having to fight somebody to become number one contender, and then, it's all back into the conversation again. But there's no argument for Alex to not get that rematch. He's got to get that rematch, and a lot of people say it should be immediate, and I agree with that. But what do we mean when we say immediate? Like, how soon are you thinking? How soon would you want to see Alex Pereira turn around? In my opinion, neither of them took that much damage in this fight, right? There wasn't a lot of damage dealt. No one really got hurt. Couple scratches, couple bumps on the face. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. I would say fall, right? Is that a quick turnaround? Is that a back to quick fight, or do you want to even sooner? Are you talking about summertime type of thing? You're talking about maybe July, August. I don't know what people were thinking. I don't know if people are trying to push that for International Fight Week. I don't see that being the best option for International Fight Week. I would give that just a little bit longer. Let the training camps get going. Let them actually get good training camps, everything like that, just like they did for this fight, so they can come into this fight healthy and be proper in every aspect, same exact way that they were this last one. So, but that has to happen. Alex has to get the rematch. And then if Alex gets the rematch, it all depends on how he wins, right? You already know that. With the UFC, that's how it goes. If Alex gets the rematch, but he goes out there and he knocks out Magomed Ankalaev in one, 2 rounds, Magomed Ankalaev ain't getting that third fight. And that's just the game. That's how it is. Not going to get that third fight if you got finished in the second one. No one wants to see it. People think that, all right, it's a wrap. Or if you get dominated completely, completely dominated, nobody will want to see it, right? But I think Alex has to go out there, get a quick finish, make a huge statement, show people that the aura is still alive, all that kind of stuff. And You know, if he gets the quick finish, like I said, there won't be a third fight. There won't be a third fight until Magomed Ankalaev gets another win. He'll have to get another win before getting that third fight. So, immediate rematch. Hopefully Alex can go out there and get it done. But if not, and Magomed Ankalaev becomes the guy, then there's a lot of potential matchups to happen. You got Yuri Petrosky could be fighting for a belt again. You have, like I said, Khalil Roundtree, Jamal Hill, Carlos Olberg, Jan Blachowicz. And then on a sneaky come up, in my opinion, who at one point was gonna, a lot of people felt like he was gonna be the champion, to, in my opinion, turn like dark horse of the division. And that's Dominic Reyes. I think Dominic Reyes is gonna sneak up on people, and if he sneaks up on people, continue to get the finishes the way he's getting, ends up getting a big win. I don't know. You never know. You never know. Anything can happen in that division. Like I said, it's a dry division. It's a stale division, right? So you kind of sometimes, you need shakeups a little bit, but it goes boring and more dry if Alex Pereira isn't the one at the head of the table for that one. He's got to be running the show for that division, because otherwise it's Magomed Ankalaev ain't going to do it on the excitement level. He's not going to be a pay-per-view seller. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be his opponent. Whoever his opponent is who people are going to be paying for. Not that Magomed Ankalaev doesn't have fans. It's just not, he's not marketable from a business standpoint. You understand? Like, I know. Y'all remember when Magomed Ankalaev shot for 12 takedowns? Got none of them. Yeah, I'm sour still. You. Alright, so listen. Remember I was saying at the beginning of this video how there was some fight announcements? Well, here we go. Really weren't fight announcements, just rumors. So obviously Alex Pereira loses, so there is no discussion right now on Jon Jones ever fighting Alex Pereira. So Jonathan Bones Jones meet Thomas Aspinall. Make it fucking happen. Please, can we please just get this fight announced? Can we please just book this fight, get it announced? I have never been, like, I've never witnessed nothing like this. Somebody stall out so much. Jon Jones is not stalling out of fear or anything like that, right? He's not ducking Tom out of fear. He does feel like Tom is a threat. That's 100%. He sees Tom as a threat, no doubt. But what he is doing right now is stalling out Tom longer and longer and longer, just to retire. Never to even fight never to defend his belt against Tom Aspinall. He's just gonna retire. He's just gonna push Tom's career further and further, and then retire, because that's the type of petty shit that Jon Jones would do. So if that happens, I'll be pissed. Tom Aspinall, I don't understand it. How do you not make a interim champion get the title shot? Like, how is this not happen? We've never seen an interim champion defend his interim title, and he did that before the heavyweight champion defended his. Just make it happen. It's just so simple. It's the biggest fight that the UFC can make right now, and probably could potentially be the biggest fight in UFC history. I mean, you're talking about the heavyweights, right? Like, you go back in time, man, the heavyweights were always the combat, like, top of the combat chain, right? Heavyweight boxers way back in the day. All the way back to the Rocky Marciano days and beforehand, all the way to, you know, the Ali days, and then you skip a little bit further down the line, you got the Mike Tyson, the Lennox Lewis eras and everything like that. Like, there was heavyweight boxing and heavyweight combat sports is major. So this fight, in my opinion, is the biggest fight you can make, and it will probably be the biggest fight in UFC history. And if UFC is smart and they book it, you get a solid ass co-main event, you get a solid ass featured bout, and just load the fucking card up. Simple as that. Load the card up. You got to make the biggest card of all time. Don't even call it a number. Bring back a name. Look at back on this poster back here. Well, you can't actually see it, but this poster back here, this Penn versus Sean shirt. UFC 84. Ill Will. That's what they called it. Ill Will. Bring back a name. Do some shit like that. That's what we need. This is the biggest fight in UFC history, so just make it happen. Now next, the other rumored fight was Dustin Poirier's possible last bout being Max Holloway 3. No. How about no? How about pass? No thanks. Absolutely not. First off, I don't want to see Dustin Poirier go out on his last fight against somebody he's beaten twice already. And then on the other end, I don't want Max Holloway coming off of a knockout, moving up a weight class, going into a straight up war with Dustin Poirier. I'm good on that. I'm good. One, as a fight fan, can't handle seeing Max Holloway get knocked out back to back. And if that happens, 2025 is just done for me. What's next, Charles? No, I'm kidding. But like, I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see. I don't want to see Max be put in that. I want to see Max be put in something that can. I mean, he fought Gaethje in one of the craziest fights of the year last year, but I'm talking about ease him into the division a little bit. Give him something. Give him a feeler, right? If you're gonna talk about him wanting to fight and build himself up to a title shot or something, you gotta give him something different. You can't throw him Dustin Poirier, who he's lost to twice. Yeah, of course he wants that fight back. I can understand you want that fight back. You want to get that win back. The first fight was your debut. The second fight, if you look at the second fight, that was the most like out of shape Max Holloway ever looked. If you look at the 155 Max Holloway against Justin Gaethje compared to 155 Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier, completely two different beings. So I can understand Max Holloway wanting this fight, but I just don't think it's the best fight to bounce back to after a knockout. And then, I don't know, is that what we want to see for Dustin's last fight? Is a fight that he already won, he won twice already? I mean, why not try to go out with a win against Justin Gaethje? You guys are 1-1. You know it's going to be a war. Don't put that fight in Utah like you did last time. Don't put the fight at a high altitude in any shape or form. But yeah, make that fight happen. Make that fight happen. Somebody said Dustin and Arman. No. That ain't it. Why would you fight a top contender for your last fight? Makes zero sense. Zero sense. You don't fight a top contender for your last fight. You fight a top contender when you're trying to move up to fight for the belt. You know what I mean? So that would be a wasteful fight. So to me, it's Justin Gaethje's the first on the list. Ilia Topuria moving up to 155. That would be oh my God, a boxing match for the ages. It would literally be just an MMA boxing match. I think Dustin gets the best of him, honestly. But that could be a good one. Could be an interesting fight. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. There's nobody to really book Dustin against because he's fought the entire division already. He can retire perfectly fine without taking another fight, with knowing that he's fought pretty much everybody there is to fight in the lightweight division. But I think Justin Gaethje is the most valid final fight. 1-1. Go out in an absolute war. In your last fight against Justin Gaethje, you get the win over him. He's coming off of a fantastic win against Fiziev. That was a great win this past weekend. So it's the only one I see. That's the only one I see. If I was to play matchmaker for this past weekend, right, and I was talking about what's next for Justin Gaethje, I would honestly say I'd want to see him against Dustin Poirier. Why not get the trilogy? We always talk about getting trilogies in the UFC, and unless it's Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo, we never get the trilogy, right? We never get the third fight. The third fight, we wait for like 10 years to get the third fight. And I understand there's been a lot of trilogies in combat sports that have been that way, but I don't want to see that, right? I like the quick the quicker, the closer it is. If you just have this fight, this trilogy, wrap it up. Best time to do it is now. Simple as that. Well, I tried to think if there was anything else that I needed to cover at this current second, but I can't think of anything. I'm sure as soon as I turn this camera off, there will be some sort of an announcement, and I will have to, re-record something. There's always something that happens, because Dana White loves to pop his bald ass head, bald ass head up on Instagram Live and start just spewing fights out right after I finish recording. Pisses me off, bud. But either way, I appreciate you guys for watching this episode. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when the next episode is out. I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando's out. Peace.